Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad to see you. It's Friday morning, and as you can see, we've been getting some snow, which is beautiful and nice and wonderful. I'm glad you get to enjoy a little bit of it too. We get turkeys and squirrels and crows and possums and foxes and raccoons, of course, and all sorts of crazy fun stuff out here. It's super important for me to live in the woods for some very particular reasons. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman, body mind expert, shiatsu massage therapist, and I help women take back their lives after narcissism or during narcissism. So today we're talking about reclaiming your body after after narcissism. So one of the ways that many women, empaths, compassionate women, highly sensitive nervous system women, one of the main ways they handle high levels of stress or high levels um, of narcissistic behavior or emotional insecurity, because they don't feel safe or things along those lines. The most normal, common thing that women who are empaths will do is they'll shut down, is because they're overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed with the feelings that they feel, with the energy coming off of the narcissist, with their own body betraying them because of anxiety and waiting to trigger, and just that whole fight or flight system. So in many ways, when women have relationships, whether it's family relationships or romantic relationships or whatever, they start to disconnect from their body. It's disassociation is a super normal way of handling high levels of stress and high levels of not being safe. It's a coping skill that we just sort of naturally go into, especially when you're children, when you're a child, and you're exposed to such high levels of stress like that. A very normal reaction is to disassociate, is to shut down. Now, if it was extreme stress, then you can end up with literally multiple personalities. But for many women, you just end up with all these compartments, with all these parts and pieces of you, and your body goes in this compartment, and um, your innocence goes in that compartment, and your joy goes in another compartment, and they're all like separate from each other. They're not integrated, and um, and we're shut off. We shut them down and we shut them off because it's a way to sort of stay safe. So one of the normal natural side effects of being in a relationship of any sort with a narcissist is that you get disconnected and disassociated from the rest of you. So how do you take that back? How do you start to enjoy life again on a physical level? How do you get out of your head, out of your mental state, and back into enjoying life on a high level? Well, you definitely do it small pieces at a time. One of the main things that I push, I don't want to say push, but encourage a lot of women. One of the main things I encourage a lot of women to do is to start doing things that make them feel good, that give their body pleasure, that are enjoyable, to start really tapping back into the senses. Because when we tap back into the senses, our body can start to come alive. Because our senses were overwhelmed, we're almost shorted out, numbed. You can't feel anything anymore because of all of the energy that you were dealing with outside of yourself and inside of yourself, all the conflict and pain and worry and insecurity and anger and hurt and all of that, plus all of the emotional violence and manipulation coming off of a narcissist. So it starts with doing things that make you feel good. Now, some of the basics are, some of my favorites are vitamin D. Vitamin D, I take it as a liquid in a dropper bottle. You need one drop, and within 20 minutes, it's like getting the effect of sitting outside in sunshine, and so your body starts to relax. People, almost all of us, are really deficient in vitamin D, and you'll find if you take vitamin D, then you'll start to be able to relax and sense more because you won't be as uncomfortable in your body. So you'll be able to start engaging and start touching things. The next thing is to start engaging with the world, whether it's cold or whether it's hot, paying attention to your senses. What do you smell? Trying out different essential oils. Try out things going from rosemary to geranium to sandalwood to sage, things that smell good and things that smell bad. Start interacting with different smells that you have. I love playing with that. Sometimes people pick one or two and they think, okay, this is what I'm going to do. But it's really much better if you allow yourself to really enjoy the wide variety of sensory experiences. Another thing is texture. You'll find for me to stay calm, for me to stay level, I have to have things that feel good on my skin. So I'm drawn to softer fabrics and I let myself wear them. I'm drawn to things which are silky or smooth or rough, because as long as I like the texture, it's good. As I walk around, I touch things that have different textures, starting to reconnect with your sense of touch. Because I'm sure if you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, one of the side effects is that you probably don't like to be touched too much, because of this hypersensitivity. I would always get a hypersensitivity in my skin, and my skin would feel like it was crawling, and I didn't want to be touched. I didn't want anybody to touch me, and that's a side effect of the anxiety. So you have to start finding safe touch, and safe touch can be touching plants. I've got a squirrel playing behind me. Safe touch can be touching plants or touching snow or touching metal or touching water, and finding ways to physically feel good, things to touch. One of the reasons that I got into body work as a way to manage emotional stress and emotional healing was because skin to skin touch is one of the most powerful ways to relax. Absolutely. And because it was so powerful for me having, someone next to me, because it would relax me, because it was the only thing that would work for a long time. That's why I got into massage therapy as part of what I do, because it's one of the most healing things that can happen. I had a mentor who would say, touch your skin and feel the warmth. And that warmth is the fire, is the sacred fire. That's your life. That's you alive. Start engaging with that, with how smooth your skin might feel, how warm your skin feels, what your lips feel like when you rub them together, what it feels like, how good it feels to breathe. Reconnect with that sense of physical touch, because a narcissist is probably overwhelmed you enough that that part of you is shut down. So now look at taste. Try things which are sweet and salty and better flavors and higher quality foods. When you eat something that's a higher quality, like really good chocolate or a really good tea or fresh vegetables, or clean, simple foods, when you start to eat those and they're higher quality, you start to engage with their sense of taste. It's all of these learning how to engage with life again. And you have to create situations and opportunities for you to be safe to do so, for you to be safe to open up. Because here's one of the things you probably don't understand. You can get to the point where you can choose whether to shut down or whether to be open. You can choose whether to feel something or not feel something, and the choice is yours. And so if you want to start reconnecting with your body, start reconnecting in a safe way with a safe energy healer or safe massage therapist. If you're in the area, give me a call. We'll set up a whole session, and you can work with me one-on-one that way. Start engaging with life in a safe way, because when you do that, you'll feel better. You'll start to get your needs met. You'll start to feel nourished. And when you start to feel nourished, that's how you dig yourself out of the hole. And you have to feel nourished in a physical way. So look at things which are beautiful. Surround yourself with photos and memories, which are beautiful, mountains and trees and happiness. you know Purposely create environments that keep you happy, which comes back to why I live where I live. One of the reasons I got into I was in outdoor environmental education for a while. I taught team building, I taught high ropes courses, I taught how to respect the earth. I taught stargazing and water studies and map and compass, and I taught all sorts of fun things. But the reason I had to was because nature was the second thing that would make me stay calm. Hence, why I live in the woods, because I needed that natural connection. Hence why I ran a nature center for a number of years, because I needed to be close to nature. So when you start engaging with nature, you'll start feeling better too, with your bare feet on the ground to get grounded. Literally, that's the best way to get grounded and feel calm and feel grounded. To start to find joy in watching birds hop along the snow or the miraculous of nature. It's about recognizing that being in fight or flight isn't the only thing going. And that when you take an active participation in feeling good, when you surround yourself with safe ways to feel good, safe ways to enjoy life, you'll start to come out of it and reconnect. Because otherwise, you're letting a narcissist take away everything that you have because of their control and manipulation of how you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. So it's up to you to start taking that back. And you can do it in small ways, and you can do it in safe ways, and you can do it with safe people. But until you start doing that, you're going to stay disassociated. You're going to stay disconnected from life. And you're going to wonder why bother. And you'll get depressed and anxious and spiral down. But you are a miracle who deserves to enjoy your life to the fullest. And even if you can't get out of a relationship with a narcissist, even if you're stuck, it's time to start advocating for yourself and making sure that you get your needs met. And the biggest piece of that is reconnecting with your senses, with the natural world in a beautiful way. Taste, touch, sight, smell, sound, all of it. And when you create environments which nourish you, surprisingly, the people around you start to calm down and get nourished too. It's a natural side effect because environment affects how we feel and how we think. And when you create an environment which is loving and which feels loving and feels soothing and feels connected, when you start to do that, then everybody benefits. So in this situation, you need to save yourself. You need to allow yourself to start opening up and breathing clean, cold air and touching fresh snow and talking to a tree and looking at the squirrels and watching a sunset. You got to put more of this in your life. And it's one of the best ways to heal because it's not just, you against me, narcissist victim, um, narcissist codependent. It gets out of all of those terms and back into living your life. And when you live your life, that's where you find the strength in community and pleasure and joy. So I encourage you to do that. That's what self-care means to me, is doing things which make you feel good, even if it's taking your vitamin D and drinking a glass of water, because those will make you feel good. Absolutely. Okay. So if you feel stuck, reach out, send me a message. I've got a lot of different ways. I've got a free library of searchable narcissism videos. I've got a coaching group that I lead, which is super affordable, of women who are evolving around narcissism. I've got one-on-one coaching if you're local. We've got coaching with body work. Just so many ways to start enjoying your life again because you need it and you deserve it. Okay. So let me know, reach out. We'll start getting you on a good path where you can take your life back and start feeling good again. Okay. So have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye.